You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, you guys may know that LeBron James is taking a break from social media. Now, every time the playoffs actually comes up, LeBron James gets off social media. I believe he's actually, broken that a few times or whatever, but we're still pretty early here in the NBA season. He put out a message, and Roj actually did this video on Black and White Sports too, and LeBron James is getting cooked for leaving social media. Now, at first, when I heard this, I was thinking, you know what? He's probably like a bunch of these leftists that are leaving X and going over to Blue Sky. Not even sure if he is actually on Blue Sky. But LeBron James made an announcement, like he really actually had to make an announcement. I mean, did people actually really care that he wasn't going to be on social media? I highly doubt it. But he made that announcement. And why is LeBron James actually leaving social media? Well, Stephen A. Smith actually has a pretty good guess, and he's probably not wrong about this. One reason and one reason only. LeBron James actually elevated Bronny to a status that he couldn't live up to. Okay? Bronny James is not an NBA player. It's just that simple. He doesn't have the talent. He doesn't have the size. He's struggling in 2 games in the G League. Just about everybody on the Lakers team in the G League is better than him. But Bronny actually still gets to sit on the bench with the Lakers, not necessarily play. I mean, he's still living his Make-A-Wish moment sometime. I mean, the last time Bronny actually came to a game for the Lakers, wasn't it like a minute? And that was near the end of the game. The game was over and that was it. Yeah, he's not developing. And all of this stuff with LeBron James and Bronny is all LeBron James's fault. Stephen A. Smith, we're going to go ahead and react to this, guys, because he brings up some very, very good points. So let's go ahead and roll this clip here of Stephen A. Smith. Here we go.
Let me get to the bigger point about LeBron James. LeBron James choosing to step off of social media. And I was hesitant to bring this up because I didn't want to. Because LeBron James is approaching age 40. He is on the Mount Rushmore of basketball, one of the top 2 players in NBA history. And we will miss him when he is gone. He's a special, special dude on all fronts. But none of us are perfect. And LeBron James electing to get off of social media. Is that because of you, LeBron James? Or is it because of your son, Bronny James, and his struggles in the D League and the NBA prior to that, college basketball, prior to that, high school basketball when he was an All-American averaging 14 points a game, and people said no All-American averages 14 points a game? It's probably the latter. You know, Greg Anthony alluded to this earlier, and that's why I asked him the question. When you think about LeBron James and what LeBron James had to say, Greg Anthony made a very valid point. The level of vitriol that LeBron James has experienced throughout his career, he's one of the most scrutinized superstars in history. It's not because he's LeBron James. It's because when he came along is when social media shortly followed. Imagine what scrutiny Charles Barkley and MJ and Isaiah and others would have received had there been the existence of social media, had there been Instagram and X, or formerly known as Twitter, and Facebook and TikTok and all of this other stuff. Imagine what it would have been if they played during that time. So we understand that LeBron James has received a heightened level of scrutiny, but we also understand that he's...
I'm going to stop it right there for a second. It's not just that social media exists as to why LeBron James catches heat, because he actually does engage on social media, and he's gotten extremely political. And when you want to engage in politics, you're going to alienate half of the people. You definitely are, man. LeBron James has destroyed the NBA by really making it political. Before LeBron James, it really wasn't political. I mean, it's just that simple, man. Once 2020 came, man, the NBA was done. It was done, folks. And ever since 2020, LeBron has been getting cooked with the politics. That is why LeBron James is actually looked down upon, because this man believes left-wing lies and brings it into his sport. But anyway, let's continue on.
Fully capable of taking and absorbing it and stomaching it. So why step away now? Truthfully speaking, it only makes sense that it's Bronny James. Not to be redundant, but it's necessary to be that way. Bronny James doesn't belong in the NBA. Not yet. Some people say never. I don't believe that. I
believe that Bronny James is never going to be an NBA player. I truly do believe he'll never be good enough for the NBA.
The kid has a chance. And I think that he's going to do, I believe in him. I believe in his work ethic, his faith, et cetera, et cetera. But he's not ready yet. Which brings this back to LeBron James. We don't have to scrutinize Bronny James in terms of points per game average and all of this other stuff. Please, he's a kid. He'll come along. He'll work on his game. Hopefully, he'll earn his stripes. Respectfully, this is all LeBron's fault. It was LeBron James that told the world, sitting next to his wonderful wife, Savannah, for an interview, asked the question, what does he want for Bronny? What do they want for Bronny? She said, I just want him to be happy. LeBron James said, I want to play with him in the NBA. I want him in the NBA. And then, because he's LeBron James, he greased the skids and facilitated it happening.
Yes, he did.
Ensuring through Rich Paul that nobody would draft Bronny James before the Lakers grabbed him, because there were teams tempted to do it just to keep him away from the Lakers and LeBron.
I think there was rumors about one team, and that was the Suns. But really, overall, no team was interested in Bronny James. He wasn't good enough. And the only reason that any other team would actually want Bronny was they were actually trying to get to LeBron, because everybody knew that LeBron said his final season would be played with his son. That was it.
Most importantly, LeBron James was caught saying publicly that Bronny James was better than some players in the NBA.
Yeah, he actually said that last season. He threw his own teammates under the bus. He said Bronny could play for the Lakers right now. Then he also said Bronny is better than a lot of these cats I'm seeing playing in the NBA. Neither of which was true. Neither one was true.
Did you think people were going to forget that?
Nope.
See, I'm not getting into Bronny James because none of this is Bronny James' fault.
Nope, it's not.
He's just a kid out there working hard, trying to be the best that he can be, who is very blessed and fortunate to have a father like LeBron James, who loves him and had no ill intent whatsoever. But just because you didn't have ill intent doesn't mean that your intent didn't end up being ill-fated. Because you put this kid behind an 8-ball, and now he's a target for everybody. And whatever level of scrutiny he's experiencing, and whatever difficulty he's having and stomaching and dealing with all of it, is because his father couldn't keep his mouth shut.
Yeah.
His father couldn't just play and say, I want my son happy no matter what he wants to do. It would be a dream come true to play in the NBA with him, but we can't have everything we want. Hopefully someday it happens, and let's left it alone. You didn't do that. And as a result, in all likelihood, Bronny James is experiencing an elevated level of scrutiny that would be difficult for anybody his age, with his experience, and with his unfamiliarity in being associated with this kind of critique. It's been difficult for him. That doesn't make LeBron James the worst person in the world. He's a damn good father. He's a family man. He's an iconic figure that we all should revere, not just respect. But in the same breath, rather than say, I'm stepping off of social media because of the negativity, How about adding, especially some of the negativity I unintentionally brought on my own son? I need to take a step back. I'm not saying you should have done it automatically, but since you felt the need to do what you did in terms of retweeting Rich Kleiman's tweet and stepping away from social media, and since you refrained from just stepping away quietly and basically piggybacked off of Rich Kleiman to blame the national media, could you blame yourself? Because in the end, nobody is more guilty of making times hard for Bronny James, the basketball player, than LeBron James.
True.
That's just a fact. There's no way around it. Still rooting for you, Bronny. Keep working hard, keep making things happen. You got a chance no matter what the critics say. To LeBron James, respectfully, I know you had the best of intentions, but the national media ain't the problem, bro. Not in the case of Bronny James. That would happen to be you.
So, you saw that right there, guys. You saw that right there. Stephen A. Smith going out there and calling out LeBron James. This is really Stephen A.'s right. This is LeBron James' fault. And LeBron set all of this up last season when Bronny James was struggling at USC. Everybody knew that Bronny wasn't ready for the NBA, but LeBron didn't care. He didn't care. He went out there and made sure his son was drafted, and his son has struggled again. Every time anybody has actually seen Bronny play on a college level or the NBA level, Summer League, G League, he has struggled. I really don't think he's going to get any better. I'm not saying that Bronny isn't putting in hard work. He's probably is a hard worker, but not everybody can actually play in the NBA. I don't care if your name is James on the back of the jersey. I mean, your name could be Jordan on the back of the jersey. Michael Jordan's two sons never even sniffed the NBA. But also MJ wasn't out there trying to say, hey, Bulls, draft my son. Or when he was actually with the Wizards, I believe his sons were actually in college then, if I'm not mistaken, when he was actually the GM or whatever, he wasn't saying, hey, my sons can actually play in the NBA right now. He didn't put up those expectations for them. But LeBron did, man, because LeBron wants the attention. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.